Hey guys! So I'm sorry it's been so long. I feel terrible about that. But here we are. We are in Moonster. It's still going great. But yeah, I just wanted to give you guys like a lowdown of like where in the world have I been? And yeah, what's going on with the horses and how everything's going and it's a big week for the equestrian sport as everyone is heading out to Denmark for the World Championships. So that is pretty exciting. And we wish all the teams, everybody, good luck. I can't say that I'm only sending the USA team good luck because there's just so many great riders here, and top sport is exciting no matter what country you're from. So I hope everyone has a safe, successful, wonderful time in Denmark. So, yeah, and what has all been happening? The horses are going well. I love Germany. I love it. I love it so much. And yeah, really living my life here has been just tremendous. And here's Lucy. Lou, hey. I think she wants her second dinner, so she might have a little things to say. Or she wants to go for a walk because sometimes we do that at night too. So, one of the greatest things that's happened here is being able to take time for a lot of things that I haven't had time to do in the States when I'm running a business or running a few businesses, having like 20 horses in training. Now I only have six, and it's just been this time where I can really focus on my my mindset, my body, um, and really trust my businesses to wonderful and amazing people. And I feel so fortunate and so grateful to everybody at Team Tate Dressage, especially Ashley Perkins, who is doing a terrific job. I just actually taught her a lesson. She's in South Carolina, and I am in Munster in my apartment, and it's pretty cool to just FaceTime someone halfway across the world and teach her a lesson on Montana, who's my horse, and it's so great to just stay connected with everybody. And my team at the academy, Team Tate Academy, that's just been tremendous as well. Without the academy, there's no way I would be able to be here and continue teaching all my students and just keeping the team together and connected. So, again, I just thank you guys all for your commitment to our way of teaching and riding. And yeah, that you're just like all behind us and on board with us. So, with that said, I also have to say a huge thank you to Richard, my husband, who does a lot of work at the farm, but also let me just come here for the whole summer. I think he arrives, today is Tuesday. Today's Tuesday, and he's arriving Thursday. So that'll be fun. We're going to go up to Fairden. So that's also what's been so amazing about being here is the ability to just go everywhere. Like there's amazing things happening all the time. We went to the just this last week, right? We went to the Westphalian show. We saw the auction for the fillies and the colts. So that was really fun. We were sitting at a fun table. So a couple of our table mates came home with a couple of new horses. So that was fun. And then we went back on Sunday. I took Jack and Carrie up on Sunday to watch the 3-year-old and 4-year-old mares, geldings, and stallions, like the national championships, or sorry, like the regional championships, which then lead you to go to the Bundeschampionat, which is always an amazing experience, which I'm sure I will take you guys along with as well. And that being said, if you want like a way more detailed experience of what I'm experiencing, videos of lessons and videos, lots of videos of things I'm attending, you can always join the Team Tate Passport. and follow me there because we are busy and everything. It's just, I love Europe so much. And I love Germany and I'm learning German. So I'm not going to embarrass myself here and say anything in German yet. But you just wait. I'm gonna be fluent one day. Uh, I wanted to talk a little bit tonight too. I know I've dropped out of my wine about it Wednesdays, so not only do I not drink wine anymore, but um, yeah, with the time difference, it was really hard to find a time when people would be available on Facebook. So then I just kind of stopped altogether, and I'm sorry about that. So I'm back, and I would love to hear any questions anybody has about anything. I'm always happy to discuss a topic. But the thing I wanted to talk about tonight was this whole idea of to take the role again as a student. I, of course, run a couple businesses and I'm the head trainer. And I'm always in this like position of authority, and I know what's all going on, and all the decisions are mine, and everything lands on my shoulders at the end of the day. And it's just like a huge amount of responsibility. And it's not that things aren't like I'm not responsible for things here too. Like in some ways, having your horses in Europe is like even more like scary because you just don't know how anything works here. You need to meet new vets and meet new farriers, and ooh, like we don't know how it works with the turnout, and like it's like this whole thing of like adjusting to the unknown and just like staying true to yourself, but going with the flow, which is an interesting mix and really hard. um, but this whole idea that you can really keep this growth mindset going, and to kind of change roles for me into the student has been like a really interesting experience. And yeah, I wanted to talk about that because I know a lot of students that come ride with me. I'm sure you guys feel very similarly. And we all go through when, especially, we're like in this moment of growth. The insecurity comes, the negative self-talk comes, you know, just all the things kind of show up in that moment when like the big step is about to happen. And so I've been here for about 3.5 months. And I was laughing with some friends the other day because I was like, I know why people only stay 3 months because you hit a point where all of a sudden I had like a major meltdown. I felt a little bad for Michael because it was kind of during a lesson. Well, it kind of happened before the lesson, and then I just kind of like dribbled into the lesson, and then there was tears, and there was just like a lot of emotion. And I'm like, I swear I'm okay. And he's like, okay. Um, but like just sometimes you just want to be able to like push the red easy button. Like, can this just be like a little bit easier? And I laugh because um the Germans are tough. In like the most amazing, inspirational kind of like way. And we laugh about this too, that um the beds are hard, the toilet paper is hard, there's no air conditioning, and it gets cold, So there's like all these things where like you're already building character just by living here. You should ride your bicycle pretty much everywhere. And I mean, the German people have been like super friendly and welcoming and helpful in a lot of ways. But we kind of just laugh about it's hard. And I think everyone who's spent some time in Europe knows that being away from everything and that is comfortable, you're just destined to grow. And I'm going to have Carrie on here to talk about like being a groom here and like her experience. And we were talking a little bit about that today of like what she thought it was going to be like and like what it is like. And her and I laugh at least once a day when we're just like, well, we don't know exactly what's happening, so we just gotta go with, and I know Charles de Comfy always talks about that in like riding as a metaphor for a life well lived. And whenever the horse does anything, he's always like, just like go with. And you're like, yeah, I know, but he's like running, spooking and running. He's like, just go with. Oh, he's a little bit uh, going too forward on the diagonal, and he's just like, go with, and so every day at least one time, Carrie and I are both just like, we're working on our process to just like go with. um and I think, there's just a couple of things, good ideas to think about when you're in that like moment of growth. Like, number one, don't give up. Even though you kind of probably want to, because it's really hard at that moment, um, like a diamond becomes a diamond because it's put under a lot of pressure. And that's a little bit who we become through these challenging times. Like, I know, most of you know, I dealt with breast cancer last year, and that was really scary and really hard. And I had a double mastectomy, and it was a pretty big deal. And yeah, like that was really hard. And I decided I had so much like growth through that process of um, living my life totally normal, winning the Grand Prix on Sunday, going to the doctor on Tuesday, and it was like, yeah, you have cancer. And it was just like, what? Just like the shock of like, oh my God, I can't believe that. I'm healthy. I thought I was healthy. Turns out not so much. But I've done a total different lifestyle change, and I feel great, and everything's good. I feel really great. And so the cancer piece is really good. And I feel the best I've ever felt in my life. So that was like a huge wake up call for me and a huge piece of growth. And it was really hard, but it was really powerful, and um, an amazing part of my path. And so, like this summer, it was like, okay, I want to like keep challenging myself and finding like the growth to become like a better trainer and a better rider and a better person and just better in general. Um, and just this sense of finding the next challenge to conquer, and that these things that kind of like show up in your life are there to help you grow. And again, like, it's not, we can't really control what's like happening to us, but we can always control our reactions to it. And I find that really inspiring. And of course, it's difficult to like not get reactive. Um, and, kind of asking yourself always, like, what does life need from me right now? Like, what is the growth? How can I become better because of this situation? So, um, yeah, when I had my meltdown, it was like totally like at the 3 month mark. And um and I love it here. Like, I love Germany. I love I love it. Horses are, they love it. I love Michael. Like, it just feels great. I love being able to ride in the morning and put my phone down and like no one talks to me. So like that's amazing to like really focus on myself. Which I didn't really realize I was not able to do that, um, because I was running a business and making sure turnout and staffing and bills, and I mean, we still gotta like pay the bills, but uh, it's just different to just like, I feel like I'm a little bit like in a laboratory right now, and it's like, but it's like in like at the mothership of all like great dressage horse sport is Germany. I just feel so blessed to be here. Um, and I've just been able to like totally reconnect to like a deeper piece of myself and really figure out like, just different things about my body and different things about my mentality because there's so much more silence, which has allowed me to hear the voices in my head and to get those under control, you know? Uh, and then I can like ride my horses and focus on that in the mornings. And then I can come back to my desk and teach 3 or 4 lessons every afternoon, which is like pretty amazing, right? Like COVID was really hard and COVID sucks. And sorry for all of you who have had losses through COVID, because it's like legit and scary. But I would have never created the academy with my academy team and Catherine, without the need to do that. That was like the first big growth. And I was like, ooh, this COVID is really hard. This year adjusting everything is like really hard. And then like the next summer, like cancer happened. And then that was like really hard, very personally powerful. And then kind of deciding like, gotta get on with this, like I gotta like start living my dream. And you don't know when that's not possible anymore. So to really have that courage and to just go for it, and then, like everything was amazing. Like I loved it so much. And every weekend was like this amazing thing to go do. We went to Aachen and we've visited Schockenmuller, we've been up to PSI, we went to the Westfalen, I've been up in Fechta, um, just my reconnected with my dear friend Ariana, which is really fun. But then it's like difficult because it isn't your normal life, and um, it's just like very different, And Lucy had like a little bit of a emergency. She looks very cute right now. Can you see her? Yeah. She had a little situation with an allergy. So then that was like, oh my God, like my worst fear. I got to take the dog to the emergency vet where I don't speak the language. And well, and luckily a lot of people speak English, so it's okay. But it's just uncomfortable, right? Like everything is just not normal for what and it's like some things are better. Like we kind of joke, Katie Hiller, this one goes out for you. Like everything's better in Munster, which isn't totally true, but a lot is really amazing. But like life is so much slower here in Europe. I think that's pretty remarkable. Like I take Lucy out for a walk at like, I don't know, 8 o'clock. Like what time? It's almost 8 o'clock now. I'm gonna have dinner and I'm gonna take Lucy out for a walk. And it's like quiet. Like I don't know where everyone is, that they are not around everywhere doing everything. It's just like a quiet, like it's so quiet. And I know Moonster's not like a huge city, but it's just super friendly, easy to get around. You can bicycle everywhere. And there's like a bakery on the corner. You can get your fresh bread. There's a little mart that you can get your vegetables, which are like still dirty from the ground. Everything is just like fresh and it's great, but again, it's not normal, right? So it's not like easy. And I think that just kind of cracks open that place of like more growth, to kind of put yourself in this uncomfortable um experience of like, I wanted it to go this way, it's not going this way. How do I adjust to that? How do I make, myself educated enough in these certain things to make the right choices for my horses? And um yeah, but like everyone is getting better. I feel most importantly, like as a trainer and just as a horsewoman, I just have time. I have this time, which has always been, I did not have time before. So now if I want to like groom my own horses or take them on a walk or learn more about the groundwork or whatever, I have time to do that. And that's been a real freeing feeling of being able to stay connected with everybody at home. And I've been traveling still back to the States to do clinics, and of course, I have to go back every 3 months to get my Lupron shot, right in my arse, for my hormone suppression. So I don't feed any of the cancer cells. And I can just talk about that a whole nother different time about like what I'm doing, um, and how I'm living differently or eating differently if you guys are interested in that. But it's actually been, and Richard told me, Richard was right. Write that down. Richard was right. He always makes me repeat that when I say that. You're right. So, Richard, you were right. That eating really healthy is a little bit easier over here, actually. So that was a big relief. And I learned to cook like a tiny bit, tiny, tiny, tiny. So, like, that's not so, that's not so great. But I'm learning, right? I'm learning that too. I'm learning a language. I'm learning how to cook, new skills. And the writing is going really, really well as well. And I'll probably break that down in a whole nother live now that I'm like back on schedule. Um, because there's just so much to share. And again, if you guys want to watch videos and see things more in depth, you can always join the Team Take Passport. You can Google that and join because that's fun. I take you guys on like my excursions and everything. But yeah, like in general, all the horses are going well. Then things were not great, Then we had some huge, like there was a lameness, there was a serious lameness going on. There was a liver problem going on. Um, yeah, just the management of the feet, which for two of them is like really challenging. Again, like can't totally like speak so easily to everybody about like, and it's just different. It's just very different, right? It's like in America, we had this liver thing going on. Apollo's liver enzyme spiked, and I still don't totally understand exactly what was going on. He is getting better. So thank God, shout out to Dr. Carol Holland for, um, yeah, being my like my zen place about this. Um, and like in America, like the vet would have been out like daily to check the SAA and get the blood work done and like does he have an infection and like why is this happening? Like we would have been like kind of aggressive about it. And this was like, oh yeah, I mean, he's gonna be okay. Like he's fine, y'all. It's okay. And I'm like, I don't think it's okay. Like I think we should like have a thing about this. And so I'm still not laid back about that. The health things I'm pretty like intense about, but I'm working on going with the flow. Still getting the answers that I need without being like the spastic American. So I'm still that's like still like a work in progress about that. Um, but yeah, like life has been really great, but it's also been super hard. Um, so I know I get really excited very easily. I'm like, always like optimistic and, really uh excited all the time and really inspired easily. But the truth is some of it's been hard, including the bed. So my hips did not like that, but they do make, you just gotta like figure it out and you can go find whatever you need at the store and you can, ask someone and then they might not speak English, but like for sure, like by the third person, like they will speak English. So, um, yeah. And at the end of the day, like everyone's been super helpful and, it's really exciting. Like I think, Freddie, my youngster, has made really great progress. There's been some videos of Michael piaffing him in hand, so he's learned that, which is really great. We're now cresting into flying change land, so that's exciting. Apollo had like this liver thing, and I thought maybe he was foundering, like it was scary. He's on the mend. He is much better. He feels back to normal. Had a great ride today, so that's great. Denali, my black onyx, my beautiful, beautiful black onyx, he's doing fantastic. Like he's changing the most. It's pretty remarkable. So that's really terrific. Darby's been great. Again, like hard to manage a little bit the older Grand Prix horse and someone with a little bit weird feet. So that's been a little bit challenging. But he's of course always happy and he just loves to be part of the whole thing. And Ivar, yeah, Ivar keeps um hand walking and turnout as he's got a bone bruise, and that's slowly getting much better. He actually looks quite good. So yeah, and I'm riding a nice 5-year-old of Michael's that I really enjoy. Of course, a chestnut mare, which is my favorite. So she's great, and the team is great. We're looking to add a rider and a groom. So yeah, we need someone to. Michael needs someone in Florida, so an American would probably be best, who could warm up his horses a bit. So if you're a good rider and you want to spend the winter in Florida and ride some nice horses and be part of a great team, let us know. And I'm looking for a professional groom. So, yeah, that's all that's really new and happening. And yeah, I was just home. I saw my whole entire family. So that was great. Saw my mom and my dad. And then we went 2 days up north. So that was great after I taught a clinic, which was awesome to see my Maryland peeps. We had a great time. And yeah, maybe I'll get some of them on here and we can talk about the focuses if they've noticed any change of the way I'm teaching now that I've been in Germany for a long time. And we're only halfway through. We're only halfway through. So the best is yet to come. Um, Two things that were really hard, again, being here. We just put my old horse Chip down, Cambay. I'll write a tribute because he's amazing. And also my first trainer, Gail Keln, lost her battle to cancer. And that was really difficult to be here and not able to be part of that. And I'll write a whole bunch of things about her too. It's been sort of um, hard to process and difficult to talk about. So I didn't really share anything about that yet, but she's like a second mom to me. Um, so now I've got two of my moms in heaven, Wendy and Gail, looking down on me, which probably makes it much easier for them to watch what's going on here and sprinkle in their little lessons they want to make sure I'm receiving. And yeah, other than that, things are really good. I'm really enjoying it. I feel like I'm already much better in my riding, and it's great. So I hope you guys are all great. Sorry, I've been so gone. Yeah, but I think, yeah, I think this time works fine. And those of you who can join, and those that can't, and that's okay. And you'll catch me another time. So yeah, while you're going through your big growth, I want you to think about a couple things. Number one, get comfortable with the uncomfortable. You're probably right in that moment right before the breakthrough is coming. And that's a good news, right? Because we all want to get better. We all want to like have that growth. Even though at that moment, like the growth is kind of challenging and hard and you feel like you're like rubbing up against it. Wait, because you're going to pop over the other side. Just like with the horse, right? Like a lot of times the breakthrough comes right after the difficulty, right? I think it's also about accepting that there's growing pains, and that's normal. And to be able to really constantly just be a student of the situations of like, what can I learn from this situation? And how can I bring my best self to this situation? Um, and really learn to, yeah, just go with because life will at some point throw you something that you're just going to have to go with it. So it's good to practice. So I hope you guys are great and thank you for listening. And I will see you again soon. All right, make it a great night. Bye.